Hey, Sandy. Hey, Ray. All right, Ray's here too. How are the babies doing? So, this is what I'm thinking. Ah, it is exhausting, Ray, but these are the best years of your life, the exhausted ones. Hey, MJ. So, this is what I'm thinking. And I didn't really know what to title this live chat. I was going to say something like what your mama never told you or what you really need to know. And this is about, I mean, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, but part of this live chat is going to be about how the scumbag attackers operate. Hey, Lilibet. Hey, Sandy. So here's the thing. Well, a couple of things. Well, three things. You know, the other day, Save Robbie had to have his little meltdown, his revisionist history routine, right? And then yesterday, it was the Natasha and the Boohoo Trauma Queen. I think I called her the phony Phoebe, I think. Pulling their shit. And then tonight, I went into True Tam's live chat. And True Tam said something about how she's had people telling her that I'm trashing her, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I haven't really trashed her too bad, have I? I don't think so. I think I said two things that were negative. I said, wow, if she can dance like that, I don't know. You know, just saying, right? Like, there are a lot of jobs where you wouldn't have to dance like that. And she's a good dancer. And one thing I love about her is she plays my favorite song all the time. And she also dares to stand there and say her own opinion, right? So I really like her. Just kind of like Natasha. I kind of like listening to Natasha. But they hang with the wrong crowd. And I don't mean that I have to approve of who they hang with or anything. Not at all. I don't care. But when they start taking on behaviors of the crowd they're hanging with, yeah, then I care. So I was actually enjoying the live chat, which I always enjoy any of her live chats, right? She played my favorite song. I promised her she wouldn't be on my list of people that I'm talking about. And here I am talking about her now. But this is what happened. One of our subs here posted a comment saying, why are you deleting Mensa's comments? And so I started paying closer attention because I was fixing dinner and stuff and kind of coming and going from the computer. Hey, Happy Angie. So I noticed she had subs deleting my comments. Or not subs, she had mods or wrenches or whatever who were deleting my comments. And then I started noticing other comments from other commenters that were being deleted too. And I noticed that the only comments getting deleted were comments which evidently the mods or the wrenches, well, it sure looked to me like they were deleting only the comments that maybe they didn't agree with. Nobody was being rude. Nobody was whatever until it became obvious they were deleting our comments. Oh, Sandy, you were there too? So you saw it play out, eh? So at one point, and I don't know the person's name, the wrench's name, Was it the Curious Rose, maybe? I think it might have been the Curious Rose. At one point, she said something snarky, and I said, stop harassing me. I did that little at thing, and then I did her name, and I said, stop harassing me. You know, the whole thing was ridiculous. And I don't want to offend any high schooler out there by saying they were acting like they were in high school, because high schoolers don't act so stupid, okay? And then finally, True Tam said something. And she said, everyone be nice to my mods because they're my friends. They're my friends in real life. Really? Does be nice to your mods, True Tam, does that mean get harassed by them? Is that what that means? Be nice? Is it being the nice girl, right? Be nice. Be nice. The people that we're treating like shit, be nice. Be nice. So just now, and this is like, I don't know how many hours later, I clicked on, and Ray says, who the heck is True? She's the one who claims that she's in a close, relationship, close friendship, that she has close contact with Cindy Watts. And that's the other thing that I said, besides her dancing thing, is that I highly doubt she's connected closely to Cindy Watts. Sandy says, that's when I left the live. You and me both. You know what? I was disgusted, absolutely disgusted by how they were acting. Absolutely disgusted. And so here's the thing. I'm sitting there listening to my favorite song, and that's so sweet, True Tam, right? And True Tam's talking about the case, and it was a good discussion there for a while, I thought, but I didn't know we were getting deleted right and left. And I'm thinking to myself, being the forgiving, loving person that I am, I'm thinking to myself, maybe I was too harsh in my judgment of that channel creator. Maybe I was too harsh. I mean, come on. She remembers my favorite song. She plays my favorite song. She boogies to my favorite song. Like, that's pretty, human of her, right? Maybe I was too harsh. And it was an interesting discussion, or so I thought, because I didn't know that we were being shut down in being able to take part in the discussion. That's how I roll, I keep commenting, and it took somebody else to point it out. So I didn't even realize how poorly I was being treated. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and watch for a second and see if they're still playing their crap, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to lurk. Okay. So I went in just now to lurk, and I wasn't in there for more than 10 seconds. And I was seeing comments were still getting deleted. Okay. So here's the thing, True Tam. If you're not a scat, and I want to introduce the word scat. Does everyone know what the word scat means? Like if you live in the middle of the woods and every once in a while a black bear comes through. So you get pretty good at recognizing what bear scat looks like, right? So you know what I'm saying? What scat means? Well, scat, I'm spelling it S-C-A-T. I might even spell it S-C-A-T-T. I'm not sure. Exactly, Happy Angie. Poop. Yes, Ray, poop. Well, instead of saying the term, the two words, scumbag attackers, over and over again, ad nauseum, I thought, why don't we shorten it up a little bit? We'll say SC for the word scumbag, and we'll say AT for the word attacker. Scat. Perfect. So, I'm thinking to myself earlier today, well, True Tam isn't really a scat after all. But after what I just saw, I think I was wrong in thinking that I was wrong, if you know what I'm saying. If you're not a scat, then why on earth would you allow your wrenches to be deleting comments. And I think one of you who was in there said the word censorship. That's exactly what they're doing. Why would you want anybody censoring any of the comments? And it isn't like we were saying anything in the comment threads that would have shocked True Tam. Because I'll tell you, some of the stuff flying out of her mouth was pretty shocking, actually. She said things against the family that really shocked me. I was very surprised. It was weird. Yes, Sammy, it was very weird. And what happened, in my opinion, is she proved that she's a scat. She proved it by her own actions, or in this case, her own inaction. And then I got an email from one of our subs who watched a little bit longer, and evidently the big problem that the wrenches were having is that they want people to say, in my opinion, before they state their opinion. Oh, baloney. Again, I don't want to offend any high schooler out there by saying they're acting like they're in high school, because I don't know any high schooler who acts so stupid. It's a case discussion, a true crime case discussion. What else is it if it isn't your opinion? Do you guys remember 3 years ago, in part of the initial attacks, one of the problems the Scatts had when they would try to bash me was that they said that I stated my opinion with confidence. And to them, that was a problem. I kid you not. Yes, the world has gone mad. I agree with you, Ray. Sandy says she was saying some stuff, which I agreed with. However, nothing we were saying in chat was off the wall. Exactly. And she was saying some stuff that was pretty much, like, I was shocked a couple of times by what she said about the family. I myself have never said anything like that, ever. I may agree, but I prefer to talk about what poor little Bella and Cece suffered through than I do focusing in any discussion about any of those opinions. And here's another thing. I never heard her say, in my opinion. Did you? So evidently, rule number one in the world of Scatts is that if they don't like your opinion and they delete your opinion, and you happen to have somebody in the chat who notices they're deleting your opinion, then they get pissy, because that means they get caught. And then when they get caught, they get downright abusive. And then when they get caught and downright abusive, then their fearless leader, who can really boogie, let me tell ya, she notices then, and she says, be nice to the wrenches. Be nice to the mods. Huh. Because what she's really saying, you know, is keep taking our shit, because this is how we roll. So I'm thinking that I was wrong to start thinking that I was wrong. So I just want to make it clear that on this channel, on any of our channels, in any of our case discussion groups, on any case, that it's a given that you're an adult. It's a given that we're adulting. And it's a given that if you're stating your opinion, that you do not need to notify us that you're stating your opinion. We'll kind of figure that out on our own, because remember, we're adults and we're adulting. That's how that works. Okay, I'm missing some comments here. Let me scroll up. Here we go. Happy Angie says, seems censorship is the new free speech everywhere. It's disgusting. Disgusting is the word for what I saw going on in True Tam's chat. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting is the word for what I saw Natasha and that phony Phoebe. And I say Phoebe as in Fifi's, you know, she's got her Fifi's always hurt. The phony Phoebe with her bullshit. She's the most passive-aggressive, rage-filled that I've seen on YouTube, in the cesspool of YouTube, really, for about 3 years. She sits up there like she knows what she's talking about, like she supposedly had some career at some point in her sad life, right? But she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a dip. And Natasha and her little phony Phoebe friend sat up there and lied repeatedly. Just like Save Robbie sat up there on Natasha's panel the day before and lied repeatedly. They're all scat. All of them. Even people like Natasha and True Tam, who I've spent quite a bit of time trying to believe really weren't scat themselves. Whether or not they started off being scat, I don't know, and I don't care. Because based on their own actions, or in True Tam's case, her inaction, they're scat. They've shown it by their own actions, which brings me to another point. All the whiners who want to say, oh, they're bashing Christopher Watt's wife, when they don't even know how to spell her name. All the whiners love to whine and pretend like they are, you know, so virtuous and blah, blah, blah. They're not at all. If they cared, then they would jump in and join the discussion. But that's not what they're here for. They're here to make noise. And they're evidently here to make screenshots. And they're evidently here to make people afraid to even discuss a case. And how they're trying to pull it off is by jumping on those channels as wrenches and censoring what is said. I think it kind of fits, really, the acronym, SCAT, because in my opinion, people who act like that are pieces of shit. So what do you think of the word scat? I think we should use it. Sandy says, no one said, in my opinion, yet that seemed to be a requirement for you. MJ said, there's so many creepy channels that I dislike MM for 3 years. I've always liked your channel because you do not allow vulgar words. And you know what, MJ? I got vulgar a few times, didn't I? That was terrible. I'm so thankful that I've stopped using the F word. Ray says, are they worried they'll get sued? I don't think True Tam is worried about being sued, because some of the stuff she was saying, woohoo, she must not be worried about getting sued. I don't think. And then Ray noticed that she said used instead of sued, so she corrected it. Sandy says, same, MJ. Sandy says, Ray, you had to hear what she was saying about SR. Yeah, she was saying some stuff, wasn't she? I was surprised. Sammy says, I saw a couple of wrenches that are Save Robbie's. Oh, that's what happened, huh? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. There you go. It's who you hang with, Scat. It's who you hang with. Ray says, I don't watch many other channels. Banana now and then, just because it's a car crash entertainment. I just can't stand her language and some of the stuff she says. I mean, I've tried to listen to her a couple of times, but I don't know. Hey, Little Star. Little Star says, hi, Mensa. Hi, chat. MJ says, hi, Little. Our exhausted mother of two says, they're just jokers. 2 channels gone missing, probably for dramatic effect. That's another thing I want to talk about. I should write down the stuff I'm thinking here. Okay, adulting, in my opinion, we already know that. Okay, the channels that are suddenly taken down. Here's something I want you to think about the Scatts. Do you think their channels were actually taken down? I want you to think about it. Do you honestly believe that those channels were taken down? Or do you think it's possible that somebody may have gotten fired? Or do you think it's possible that somebody may have lost a contract renewal? Or do you think it's possible that they just took it down themselves for, like you say, the dramatic effect? I kind of doubt that those channels were taken down. Maybe whatever pack or whatever gang they belong to took them down, if you know what I'm saying. You know what? There's one channel creator who is pretty obviously, I think, in my opinion, working on her channel for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to make some money. Because she sure has her hand out a lot in a lot of different arenas repeatedly. And it's obvious, in my opinion. She and I emailed a long time ago when she first started her channel. And I asked her the question, are you freelance or are you part of a group? Now, at that point in time, I had no idea if she was like some sort of scat, okay? And she replied very quickly saying that right now she's freelance, that she had worked for a group before on a different case, but that right at that point in time, as she started her focus on the case of Christopher Watts, she was freelance. What's that tell ya? I highly doubt she's still freelance based on who she's hanging with. So maybe those channels that are taken down, maybe they're actually no longer able to work the case, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know. What do you think? Well, actually, I think we do know, don't we? Sandy says, well, lying is what brings the views. They don't care about right or wrong, just money. Exactly right. They're a bunch of liars. La Lady Joker said, Save Robbie betrayed his best friend. Are you talking about the thing with the friend who was cheating on his wife, or talking about cheating on his wife, or having some kind of a flirtatious whatever? See, I have kind of a different opinion about that. I don't even know who his best friend was, and I don't even want to know. Or who he was cheating with or anything. I don't even want to know. But I do think if someone is cheating or talking about cheating or whatever, that it's really not a friend thing to do, to tell your friend and to expect your friend to keep the confidence or that they're responsible for any part of the confidence. Because that's just an unfair burden, in my opinion, to place on a friend. Little Star says, oh, yes, like what I'm hearing, Save Robbie is disgusting. And No Neck Natasha, the snowman, is a joke. I can't believe anyone can stomach her. No Neck Natasha, the snowman. I have never heard that used to describe Natasha. And I actually think Natasha was funny. I thought she was smart. I loved some of her facial expressions, but you know what? She's a liar. Sorry, Natasha, it's true. Sorry about that. I've been spending a lot of time trying to stick up for you, Natasha. But if you're going to sit there and lie about me, sorry, babe. Because that little phony Phoebe that keeps hopping up on your panel, scat all the way. She knows not of what she speaks. And I think that's why she had her little hissy fit tantrum too, by the way, because she could tell that there was somebody in the chat, me, who knew damn well she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. Little Star says, isn't there a person called Scatman? We should do a comic book. Or we should add Scatman to the top 100, right? Scatman. That's funny. MJ says, Save Robbie is a troll against MM. I even told him that. He declined, saying he never did such a thing. What a liar. He's a total scat liar. Sandy says, Little Star, bebop, doop, dip, dop. That was good. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I think we have pictures of Scat. Oh, there's a picture of Save Robbie right there. Scatman. What? In The Shining? I'm not sure if I get that, Happy Angie. Not all the way. La Lady Joker. That name Scat reminds me of a mobster flipping a coin behind the shadows. Oh, we're all in a mood tonight, aren't we? Little Star says, yes, Sandy. LOL. Lots of love. Ray says, nope. Sandy says, Scat reminds me of Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, speaking of New Orleans, you know where Save Robbie comes from, right? Save Robbie comes from none other than Go Hump a Dog. And if you don't know who I mean, then we'll have to find the link to the Go Hump a Dog video so you can know who I mean. Ray says they'll be back. Hey, Think for Yourself. Think for Yourself is here. And she says, hello, MM and everyone. Little Star says the R's ran out of money. I don't think so. Although I did read on that, what do you call it, fundraiser, that evidently one of the family members is claiming they are simple people of little means, I think is how he put it. Think for Yourself says, thanks again for allowing me to come up and explain some things, MM. Hey, Think for Yourself, I just thought of something. Did you see that fundraiser where a member of Christopher Watt's extended family, his in-laws, is claiming that they're simple people? I think they said of few means or little means or whatever. Did you notice that when they're referencing the UK channel creator, who they're supposedly in battle with, but personally, I think that UK channel creator is part of the whole scat pack, okay? Anyway, did you notice in that fundraiser that they're claiming that UK channel creator, who everyone seems to love to hate, has 66.6 thousand subscribers. I thought of you when I read that, because you know how you were talking about symbolism and how they love the number 666, right? And at this point, everyone bow your heads and say a prayer for protection, because I think, quite frankly, there is a whole lot of evil going on with the case of Christopher Watts. So we do ask for protection. We do ask for safety. We do ask for our rights and our freedoms to be protected from the evil that's going on. MJ says, hello, Think. Think says, hello, MJ. Sandy says, hey, Think. Happy Angie says, hi, Think. Oh, my goodness, they love you, girl. Think for Yourself says, Sandy, hello. Think for Yourself says, hello, Happy Angie. Oop, scrolling. Here we go. Ray says, I'm freelance. Yeah, that's cute. The Lady Joker says, I think channels got called out and got scared and shut them down on their own. I agree. I don't think they got shut down. I think that probably their nasty deeds were a little too obvious for them to be effective, perhaps. Sandy is sending a whole lot of love to Little Star. Ray says, she has a comfy chair. Are you talking about Natasha? It does look like she has a comfy chair. Think for Yourself says, truth doesn't bring in the views. Drama does. There you have it right there. And Jay says, LOL at little. Lots of love. Think for Yourself says, which is ironic considering it's true crime. Oh, that's a good one. Sandy says, agree. Think for Yourself. Happy Angie says, from what I saw, Natasha is hungry for attention. Big show off. I don't like the show offs. There you have it, Happy Angie. To the point that she'll lie. Sandy says, add him to the calendar. Think for Yourself says, there's a song called, is it Scatman? Sandy says, Natasha only started covering the case after the Netflix documentary. Exactly. That was one of the first things she started saying. Well, Miss Mensa, if you don't think that I've been taking this for 3 years, you're wrong. Really? Because she just got on YouTube, what, a year ago? Okay, whatever, Natasha. Little Star says, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. There is some really, really obese woman with such a puffy face that her jowls cover her neck. I saw her streaming like twice. One time she was laying down. That's a different one, I think. That's a different one. And Natasha just recently got heavy. I think there's something going on with her health. So I do think that part of it's really wrong, the way they're talking about her. You know, any of the people that we've seen who are showing whatever kind of, or acting even, you know, even the banana, she tries to act all that, right? But come on. Or the KKHA, same thing. Little Star says, still didn't see her neck. Happy Angie says, the black guy in The Shining, he's Scatman. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, The Shining, now there's a movie. Sue says, hi guys, Bob's, LOL, lots of love. Ms. Badskirt's here. Hello, everyone. Summer Breeze says, simple, yes. Think for Yourself says, I heard about it briefly. They 100% are controlled opposition. Exactly. Exactly correctamundo. Ms. Badsker says, I may not last too long tonight. Just wanted to show you some love. Aw, glad you came. Think for Yourself says, haha, that's funny. Good catch. Happy Angie says, hi, Badskirt. Sandy says, hey, Ms. Badskirt. Whoopsie, I scrolled too fast. Ms. Badsker says, amen. Amen, sister. Sammy says, in one of the avocados' lives, one of the R's said they donated $40-some thousand to one of the charities they support. I think it was $43,000. Happy Angie says, OMGGG, so much evil, the symbolism, the rabbit hole is deep. Sue says, something is just weird with RS. It doesn't make sense. Sandy says, I claim no negativity from the Scatts and evil surrounding this case. Exactly. Exactly. Satan, be gone. Be gone away from us. We rebuke you and we rebuke all who entertain you in their hearts. Think for Yourself says, you would be disgusted at the symbolism I have found on that particular creator's channel. Hidden in plain sight, as always. And when we say, Satan be gone, I rebuke you and all who follow you. I'm a Christian, so I say, and Jesus, fill me and surround me with your love and protection from the evil one. Star Mama's here. Hi, MM. Hi, Star Mama. Little Star says, Mensa, did you ever check out the channel A Call for an Uprising? Talking of evil made me think of that. I don't think I ever checked that out. Dang. Let's take a quick look. A Call for an Uprising. I think I remember this now. I think you talked about it before, right? Wow, 400,000 subscribers, 524,000 subscribers, 10,000 views in 3 hours on a video, 96.7 thousand subscribers. Wow. I'll leave that window open and take a look at it later. Sandy says, hey, Star Mama. Happy Angie says, think. Seriously, I need to watch. MJ says, stalling? Huh? Star Mama says, hi, Sandy. Star Mama says, hi, Happy Angie. Sue says she's a Roseanne Roseanne Barr, a Roseanne wannabe. Ms. Batsker says, hey, Sandy G and Happy Angie. Think for Yourself says, enter theme music like sands through the hourglass. So are the what's days of our lives. Happy Angie says, hi, Star. Star Mama says, hi, Ms. Badskirt. Ms. Badskirt says, hi, Star Mama. Susie says, good morning, MMN chat. Good morning, Susie. MJ says, LOL, lots of love at little. MJ says, hi, Susie. Oops, Sandy's writing a novel here. Let's read Sandy's novel. Where is it? I missed it. There it is. Mensa, she really said that to you about 3 years? She has sold multiple, or no, I'm sorry. She has said multiple times on her channel she didn't even know about the case until her oldest daughter told her to watch the docudrama on Netflix. Well, I guess when you're in the mood to lie, which she evidently was when she was posting her BS, then I guess, the truth about how long she's been doing it is kind of like out there, right? And here's the thing. I was just listing off the stuff that the Scatts do. And then the phony Phoebe who tries to act like she's something and she isn't because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. She's like, Mensa, don't make this about you. Right? Are you kidding me? What a passive-aggressive little twit who has such unresolved rage deep within her that she might want to get herself off of YouTube and maybe work on her own issues before she tries to sit up there on anybody's panel acting like she knows anything at all about trauma. Ms. Badskirt says, hey, Susie. And here's the thing, back to that, just one more thing. It's pretty lame for somebody to be whining about having been victimized when they're an abuser. Sorry, but if you're going to be an abuser and if you're going to run around attacking innocent people, then you really kind of lose your credibility very quickly if you're going to sit there and do the phony Phoebe routine. Just my opinion. Star Mama says, hello, think for yourself. Sue says, you're the only creator who is real true crime. I know it. The other ones are not true crime channels at all. They don't have a flipping clue what the true crime community is about. Susie says, how long you been on? In this live or for how long of taking the bullshit from the Scatts? This live chat is 42 minutes so far, and it's been since, I think it was October of 2018 that I started a YouTube channel because the Molly Go Hump a Dog and the Purple Witch and she claims that she thinks critically, but we think she is kind of dumb. Those three channels had a total hate and harassment campaign going against me. So I thought, I should probably create a channel so that way people who do happen to land on their shit shows can go ahead and check out my channel and see the truth. Sandy says, not too long, no longer than 30 minutes. Ms. Badskirt says, Sandy, she was on Facebook before. Susie says, oh, fab. Not missed too much then, LOL. Yeah, and you even got a history lesson on the 3 years, too, because I wasn't sure what you were asking. Joe Mama says, scumbag attacker here, LOL. Can we get some t-shirts with a logo? That is not a bad idea. Think for Yourself says, I asked the R's if they donated the $168,000 they made on Facebook when SW was still missing. FR said yes, and then blocked me. LOL. Lots of love. Susie says, crosses on the wall? Big question mark. Sandy says, Ms. Badskirt, I know I watched her on Facebook also, but she only did the Gypsy Blanchard case. I saw her do spirit box sessions. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's back up to Susie's comment. Crosses on the wall? Question mark. Spirit box sessions? Does anyone else get kind of offended by all this spirit box crap by people who use praying hands and claims of being Christians? Just saying. Think for yourself. These people orchestrating these events are sick. They're sick and they're evil. They are sick and they're evil. And they don't like good people. Evil doesn't like good. Think for Yourself says, A Call for an Uprising is a great channel. Think for Yourself says, I am a sub. Hey, Private Pirate. Private Pirate says, hi, everyone. Think for Yourself says, Star Mama, hello. Private Pirate says, A Call for an Uprising is a favorite channel of mine. Ooh, wow, we have a lot of uprisers here. Sandy says, hey, Private. Susie says, hey, Private. Think for Yourself says, ACFAU, that stands for A Call for an Uprising, is the kind of content I usually follow, not true crime. Ms. Badskirt says, Sandy, yes, she's revisiting that case again, apparently. MJ says, can you add Julio Iglesias on the calendar? He is good looking, and ooh, can he sing? I think we should add him. Oops, I scrolled too fast. There we go. Star Mama says, the R's have got a small fortune off the murders. It needs to stop. All those GoFundMes, it's disgusting. Private Pirate says, have you seen the news story regarding the Nirvana album Nevermind? It reminded me so much of the pictures SW posted of her daughters. I have no clue what you're talking about, Private. Think for Yourself says, hello, Susie. Think for Yourself says, hello, Private Pirate. Star Mama says, hey, Private. Private Pirate says, the baby on the cover is naked. He's a man now and is suing, saying it is sexual abuse to post a picture of a baby. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder about all those photos with the babies laying there with their heads covered, doesn't it? Like, I wonder if there's a weird group on the internet who likes pictures like that, if you know what I'm saying. Susie says, yep, after Netflix, she said, see, that's the thing with her. I've caught her out on many occasions. Oh, the spirit boxes. Weird. Very weird. Private Pirate says, hi, Megan. So happy you and are talking. Yeah, it's always nice when isn't fighting with someone, huh? Because I'll tell you something. I think Natasha's a liar. I think Robbie's a liar. I think phony Phoebe with her fifis is a liar. I think she's a rage-filled kind of weirdo liar. And True Tam, I'm disappointed in because her mods, her wrenches, please. But it makes sense if they're wrenches for the liar Robbie, right? And again, are they working freelance or are they working as part of a group or a gang or a team? Star Mama says, what I don't understand is the R's want the drama to stop. They need... Oh, I think you mean if. If the R's want the drama to stop, they need to stay off of YouTube and stop asking for money. Think for Yourself says, well, I'll respond to that, Star Mama, before I move on. I think, I'm not sure, but the one who has been attacking me for, a few years, I think what he wants is for people to stop saying things that he doesn't want them to say. So I'm not sure if they want the drama to stop. I think what he wants is for anybody who's actually discussing the case and noticing things like lots of Tylenol or things like, oh, I don't know, Christopher Watt's wife posting that she was in Indianapolis for over a month in the spring of 2016 and signing out or checking out or whatever at the hospital on a daily basis. Or, I don't know, maybe that whole ongoing family matter thing in the court, or, I don't know, maybe that the bankruptcy had a whole lot of debt that wasn't medical bills, or, I don't know, criminal records, stuff like that. Maybe that's it. Maybe they don't really care if the drama stops as much as they want people to stop discussing things about this case that seem pretty obvious to a lot of us who are actually discussing this case. Like the look in Bella's eyes. Or maybe that we're noticing that Cindy Watts seems to actually have a touch of class and that Cindy Watts actually seems to be truthful, that the attacks and the harassment against Cindy Watts are absolutely uncalled for. Maybe that's what they want us to stop talking about. I'm not sure. Think for Yourself says, GTSY Private Pirate. Susie says, and what do you know? She just went live having a break, she said. Yeah. Sandy says, Susie, it's really weird. It seems like the time she's followed the case goes up every few months. Well, probably based on what I saw with her lying, she's probably saying whatever they're telling her to say. Little Star says, hi, Susie. Ray says, nap time. My toddler and baby fell asleep on me listening to their favorite chat. Virtual hug. Aw, hugs and kisses. Everyone give Ray and the babies a nice big hug. Hugs, Ray. Susie's laughing. Star Mama says, hey, little. Or actually, Star Mama said, hey, little star. Ray says, lurking and napping as usual. See you soon, if I fall asleep as well. Star Mama says, hi, Ray. Ray says, hey, Star. Hey, Mrs. Fluffer. Our favorite hairstylist is in the house. And she says, hi, everyone. MJ says, hi, Fluffer. Susie says, no way yet, think. Star Mama says, hi, Mrs. Fluff Fluff. Happy Angie says, OMG, I saw the spirit box crap. OMG. Okay, let's focus on that. Spirit box crap with those crosses on the wall? Really? I just took a sip. Okay, here's my question. Why is it that the scumbag attackers, aka the scat, why is it that they're always saying that we're interfering with anybody's ability to rest in peace when we have never attempted to conjure up anybody's spirit? Never. Because you know what? Christians don't do that. So for those channels where they claim to be Christians, they might want to lay off on the whole spirit box session crap. Susie says, no, she contacts Christopher Watt's wife and the girls. So, okay, why aren't the attackers, why isn't the scat, why aren't they yelling at her to stop interfering with somebody's ability to rest in peace? But no, they try to promote the BS rhetoric that if you're discussing this case, then you're interfering with somebody's ability to rest in peace. I highly doubt that any true crime case discussion group on social media is interfering with anybody's ability to rest in peace. And you know, the whole idea of resting in peace and all that, that's a discussion that we have kept from taking part in. And in my opinion, rightly so. But come on. No way. Think for yourself says, I'm going to have to use something besides LOL. I'll use haha instead. Yeah, because here on this channel, LOL means lots of love. Happy Angie says, they said Bella was talking to them. Oh, for Pete's sake. Poor Bella, for Pete's sake. That poor baby, in my opinion, deserved so much better in her lifetime. And she deserves so much better in death. Star Mama says, NC did spirit box sessions on the Watts and SW. Disgusting. The disgusting was me, not Star Mama. But I think Star Mama would agree. To me, that is absolutely disgusting. For somebody to be putting crosses on display right within her frame, and she's doing spirit box sessions, disgusting. Sandy said, yep, at Susie. SW and the girls. My mistake. Susie said, that's right, at Happy. Susie said, Sandy, my mistake. I wrote wrong. Didn't mean it to sound like that. Susie says that's the only case she knows. She's under pressure to deliver true crime. Wow. Sandy says, Susie, you're good. I should have put what you said first. Susie said, hi, back to all when I came in. Huh? Private Pirate says, just do a news search for Nevermind and Nirvana. It's very interesting. Okay, I'm going to open that window here. Let's see here. Nevermind and Nirvana. Here it is. Naked Nevermind Baby sues Nirvana for child pornography. Wow. But, okay, here's the thing. How did they get his picture? Let's look here. Why the baby on Nirvana's Nevermind album is suing now? I mean, at some point, didn't his parents have a problem with it? Right? And if so, then why didn't they sue on his behalf long before now? Let's see here. Oh, he looks mad. Why the baby on Nirvana's Nevermind album is suing now. Spencer, what's his face, 30 years old, says Nirvana engaged in child pornography when the band used a picture of him naked on the cover of the Breakthrough album. Spencer was 4 months old when he was photographed by a family friend in 1991, drifting naked in a pool. This picture, taken at the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center in Pasadena, California, would be used that year for the cover of Nevermind, Nirvana's something or other second album that helped define Generation X and rocketed the Seattle band to international fame. In the decades that followed, Mr. What's-His-Name appeared to celebrate his part in the classic cover, recreating the moment for the album's 10th, 17th, 20th, and 25th anniversaries, though not naked. It's cool but weird to be part of something so important that I don't even remember, he said in 2016 in an interview with the New York Post, in which he posed holding the album cover at age 25. Now, however, he has filed a federal lawsuit against the estate of Kurt Cobain, the musician's former bandmates David What's-His-Face and whoever and whatever, and Courtney Love, among other parties. He claimed that they, along with Geffen Records, which released Nevermind, profited from his naked image. It is one of the best-selling records of all time, with at least 30 million copies sold worldwide. Interesting. Interesting. I don't want to keep reading somebody else's writing here. What? The lawsuit's claiming he's suffered a lifelong loss of income earning capacity and he suffered from emotional distress. Aw. It sounds like he's claiming in the lawsuit that he has been suffering. You know what? This is a good point. One of his lawyers said he hasn't met anyone who hasn't seen his genitalia. That's a really good point. Isn't that an interesting point? I don't know. What do you think about him suing his parents? Oops, where are you guys? Lost ya. Oh, crap. Where are you? There you are. What do you think about suing his parents? I mean, I'm just asking the question, right? Or the person who took the video. Did anybody get any money for it at the time? I wonder. I don't know. Ooh, Susie, you are so right. MM is a troublemaker. Sunny, hey Sunny, says hi, LOL, lots of love, ladies of laughter. No, we're lots of love, but I like ladies of laughter too. Although we're more like Bobs than LOLs. Susie, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stretch in my garage I go. Sandy says, Private Pirate, I wonder if his parents are still living and what their thoughts are. Supposedly they did get paid and got to party with Nirvana in exchange for the photo being used. Interesting. If that's true, right? Because it kind of just, at first blush, seems to me that his issue would be with his parents. Wadley Pierce. Now there's a new one. Welcome, Wadley. I believe they were 100% behind the anonymous note to Ellie about the secret calculator. Well, there's a random comment. Hope for Peace says, I found out yesterday that there is another Hope for Peace. Explains a lot. I bet you're nicer than the other one. Star Mama says, well, it's their drama because they are covering up facts and truth. They cause the drama. I think I must have skipped over some comments or something, you guys. Sandy says, hugs. Susie says, oops, there are the hugs from Sandy. Susie says, Suze, not Susie. Suze says, I just finished the live from last night and you're back. Y-O-U-R. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Susie, see, did you see that? Y-O-U-R. Sue says, I can't believe anyone would fall for that. Susie says, she's a hypocrite of the highest order. Happy Angie says, have you seen the channels that show Bella in the window? Her ghost? Seriously. Private Pirate says, the spirit box crap is an example of why I don't waste my valuable time on the other channels. Exactly. Star Mama says, hi, Hope for Peace. Susie says, happy, yes, LOL, lots of love. MJ says, SW said Bella was hearing voices. I wonder why. Well, it was in a Facebook support group, evidently, for probably the mentally ill. So maybe she thought she could sign up some, losers. Star Mama says, hi, Suze. MJ says, good night, MM. Think for yourself and all. God bless. Good night, MJ. Private Pirate says, maybe it's just a money grab by the kid, but I thought it was really interesting in light of the pics SW posted of her babies. He's saying he couldn't consent. Right, but I still wonder, because actually his parents could, right? So if he couldn't consent, then he wouldn't be able to consent for his parents, right? Because then the question would be, was Nirvana supposed to somehow get permission from a 4-month-old? Well, obviously not. And obviously in his stead would be his parents, right? So if they got permission from his parents, I don't understand. And if they partied together, right, then maybe he should, I don't know. I mean, it just seems to me like the parents have a role in this, right? Susie says, good night, MJ. Suze says Nirvana is long gone. Lead singer committed suicide. A lot of people think he didn't. Happy Angie says, meh, not sure about the suicide thing. Sandy says, Suze, but did he? That's another true crime rabbit hole I get lost in. I don't think he committed suicide, but that's just my opinion. Happy Angie. Sandy, exactly. Susie. He, MM. Wadley Pierce, once again, comments. Yeah, I made that comment a while ago when it was relevant. LOL, lots of love. Sandy says, I'm trying not to comment a lot so MM can catch up. I'll put it on super fast. I'll go super fast MM here. Wadley says, and someone keeps repeatedly flagging my profile. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hope for Peace says, thank you, MM. Appreciate the kind words. Susie says, Sandy. Haha. Hope for Peace says, Star Mama. Hi there, LOL. Lots of love. Okay, I think we're caught up. Phew. Go ahead. Wadley Pierce, when did you open your profile? When did you create it? Like today at noon? Just curious. Wadley says, you said my profile was new. Star Mama says, lots of silent lurkers. Wadley Pierce says, a few weeks ago. That's interesting that you just created a fake profile a few weeks ago. Happy Angie says, bahaha. Susie says, keep your eye on this one, Miss Mensa. Sandy says, oh yes, lots of lurker scats, Star Mama. Happy Angie says, lurker? Say what? Wadley Pierce says, wow. I don't think Wadley Pierce is appreciating the chat right now. That's okay. Our lurkers, I would say, rarely do. Come on, Wadley. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you're here for. Let's not beat around the bush. Come on. Say what you want to say, Wadley. We can take it. We be ready. Come on, Wadley. Tell us what you want to say. Join in, but be real. Come on, Wadley. Tell us what you want to say. Or I guess what we'll do, we'll start asking you questions. Okay, everyone? Let's ask Wadley questions. Wadley, how did you come up with that name for your profile? Wadley, how long have you been discussing the case of Christopher Watts? Wadley, do you think that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his children, Bella and Cece Watts? Wadley, are you a fan of Natasha Cooper? Wadley, is your name really Phony Phoebe? And do you have hurt feelings all the time? And do you get up on panels and pretend like you know something when it's pretty obvious you don't? Star Mama says, well, if you get out of hand, MM, and then there's a little lineup of boots, I think, to kick my butt, then we'll kick you out the back door. Proverbs and, oh, thank you, love. You're the one who said, why are Miss Mensa's comments getting deleted? And I saw your comment and I'm like, they are? I'm kind of slow on the uptake, guys. It's true. Proverbs says, I know a question to ask. LOL. Lots of love. Star Mama's laughing. Susie's laughing. Proverbs says, how did SW spell her name? That's a good one. And they have to answer it fast. Okay, Wadley, you have 3 seconds to answer that question. Hurry. How did SW spell her name? 1001, 1002, 1003. Wadley's in. I was going to say scumbag attacker, and then I almost said scat. I think Wadley is a scat. I'm thinking. Proverbs says, are you new to the case? Sandy says, well, kind of off topic, but tomorrow I'm getting more ESIs in my lumbar spine above my fusion. Then in early September, I'm having a revision fusion on L4 through S1? What? A revision fusion on lumbar lumbar 4 through what? Would it be, you're not talking C1. What is S1? And remember, I'm pretty sharp when it comes to real estate, and I'm pretty sharp when it comes to being a domestic relations mediator, but I am not a medical person at all. Although I do seem to be ready to dole out advice, like don't pull out that gray hair. And make sure that your vitamin D levels are good. Happy Angie says, OMM this. This is why I love you. Proverbs says, yes, ma'am, they were. Star Mama says, hi, Proverbs. Bella says, hi, beauties. Proverbs says, hey, Star Mama, how are you tonight? Susie says, hey, Bella. Star Mama says, hi, Bella. Happy Angie says, sacroiliac. Is that the S1? Sacroiliac? Star Mama says, Proverbs, having fun, lots of love. Sandy says, yeah, I had a L4-S1 lumbar sacral fusion. Oh my goodness, this sounds painful, whatever it is. In 2013, it never fused and the hardware ended up failing. Oh, you're kidding me. You went through all of that and it failed? Oh. Sandy says, lower back butt a bit higher. So is that kind of like the sciatica part of your, if anyone knows about sciatica, is that kind of like that where it feels like your butt? Sandy says, sacroiliac. I've never seen that word before. Sacroiliac joint. Happy Angie says sacral or sacral, whatever. S1, bottom of the spine, so it's your butt. Proverbs says, Star Mama, I'm glad you are. We all need some fun. Sandy says, yes. Hey, Dolo. Dolo says, hi, Bobs. Glad to be here. And we're glad that you're here, Dolo. We're just pointing out the obvious about Natasha Cooper and her weird little friend, Save Rami, and her weird little friend, Phony Phoebe, who pretends like she knows something, but we all know she doesn't. And even True Tam's channel, which I hate to include in this because I actually was warming up to True Tam again today until I learned that she is absolutely supportive of deleting comments that were just fine. Mrs. Fluffer says, I went to my first school board meeting tonight. I wonder if Mrs. Fluffer is on the school board. I betcha. I know if there was a hairstylist running for the school board, that's who I would vote for. Susie says, hey, Dolo. Happy Angie says, oh, Fluffer, what'd you say? Sandy says, Mrs. Fluffer, how did it go? Proverbs says, SR, just no. I'll say that differently. SR, just no. Susie says, and she even sings. Our school board president, hairstylist, sings? Star Mama says, I have 5 herniated discs. Oh, ouch. They won't touch me. My bones crumble. Aw. But take care of those backs. You need them for years and years. My physical therapist told me that my hips are strong. He said I have good hips. And evidently, as women age, how strong our hips are is, according to him, and he seems pretty brilliant, is the word indicative, I think, of like not having to worry about bone loss and stuff. And I learned another thing, that your grip really matters. And it's like something that they really care about for your overall health. And evidently he was pretty impressed by my grip. So when people say get a grip, I can go, ha, already there. Private Pirate says, oh, interesting details, Mrs. Fluffer. Mrs. Fluffer says, hell no. It was for masks. Oh, you're a rebel mom, letting your voice be heard, huh? Are you saying you want the kids to wear masks, or are you saying you don't want the kids to wear masks? Happy Angie says, if I wasn't homeschooling, I'd have much to say. Ugh. Sandy says, Star Mama, that's awful. It's so true, though. I was 23 when I had my first fusion. Now my whole spine is messed up. I don't know much about the whole fusion thing, but I do know, you guys know I've talked about my favorite can't say the word. I've spoken with you before about my favorite octogenarian. His wife of many, many, many decades had some kind of fusion thing, and I knew her for years, and I know that she had a really tough time. She was mobile, she was active, but I know she had a lot of pain going on. And when he tells the stories about her different procedures, it sounds like it's, the pain is like no other. Hope for Peace says, I'm so glad you see NC for who she is. Yes, I do. It took me a while to as well. I agree they are fake taking down the channels. Yeah, I think that whole taking down the channel thing is nothing but BS. Absolute BS. Sandy says, same, Happy Angie. Proverbs says, prayers for everyone in pain, both mental and emotional. I highly suggest cannabis. Oh, you're cute. Happy Angie says, so glad we're not in public school anymore. Not my kid. Interesting. So I want to hear from Mrs. Fluffer. Are you wanting masks for the kids, or are you wanting the kids to not wear masks? Because it sounds to me like a lot of schools are not having them wearing masks, and then kids are getting sick, right? Mrs. Fluffer says, mask rules. No mask because my oldest daughter has bad asthma and was remote last year. I was there for 2 hours. Okay, wait a minute. Your daughter has asthma and they're trying to tell her she has to wear a mask? Really? Not okay. Do parents have rights anymore in the public school system? We used to have rights. Do they anymore? I'm not sure. That reminds me of that change.org petition from the other night. I haven't checked on it. Has anyone checked on it? Because, we're talking about a school system, change.org. Boom. We're talking about a school system who obviously doesn't seem to get it when on a national level they're taking away recess for our children, right? Let's see if I can find it here. I want to see my petition. It just says start a petition. Here it is. Mandatory recess for school children. Let's see if anybody has signed it. Nope. We have 4 people who signed it, and I think I'm one of those 4. Well, that's going nowhere fast. Looks like the children in the United States are going to keep suffering without recess. But hey, we gave it a try. Oh my goodness. We'll leave it up there just in case we can get maybe 5 or 6 people. Susie is agreeing about the cannabis. Sandy says, I would rather be in labor than have the chronic pain I have, which is why the whole neck thing with SW bugs me. Exactly. It is offensive for her to be putting on that neck brace and bouncing around the kitchen going, yeah, look at me. My juju juice means that I can handle anything. Happy Angie says, Proverbs, agreed. Star Mama says, hope when Natasha Cooper backed the avocado. I call her guacamole. I was done. Yeah, that was a tough one, wasn't it? Sandy says, I think schools should give parents the option to do remote learning. I do too. Bella says, Sandy, that's awful. My mother-in-law has lost 80% mobility after this last infusion done on her neck or in her neck. After 3 in her back failed. Oh, prayers for success, loves and or hugs and kisses. Mrs. Fluffer says, we can say no with a doctor note this year. Good. Very good. And you know what? That's probably in large part because of you, Mrs. Fluffer, because parents do have to get vocal. Parents definitely have to get vocal. They're probably like, oh no, Mrs. Fluffer is that hairstylist who everyone in town loves and respects, and she's going to come here and speak. We better do what she wants. They're probably like, yeah, she's part of that Miss Mensa channel. Yeah, we better go ahead and say that's okay. You don't have to wear a mask, honey, if you don't want to. Happy Angie says, OMG, the mask vax mandates are out of control. May have to stop nursing if the healthcare mandate goes through, but I'm in Texas and Abbott outlawed it. Proverb says, speaking of school, Mandy C's channel is back up. How is that speaking of school? I don't get it. And I hadn't heard that her channel was back up, but it doesn't surprise me a bit. And I got news for you. YouTube doesn't work that fast. But hey, if you're suffering for content, well, there you go. There you go. Thunder before lightning. I don't think kids should be wearing masks. I also don't think it's safe to group them together like they do. So I'm team shut them down. I'm team recess because you know what? What is this idea that we're supposed to social distance in certain spaces, but let's keep the kids, stuck in a building all day? How about they get their butts outside so they can get some fresh air? Sandy says, thank you, Bella. I don't know what that word is. Oh, that's the last name. I'm going, huh? I can't imagine losing my mobility. That's got to be so hard on your mother-in-law. And the chronic pain, too. There's just nothing quite like chronic pain. I'm telling you, if you have chronic pain, then you are probably a Bob naturally. Happy Angie's a travel nurse, so she can bebop all over. Star Mama says, I signed. All right, Star Mama. Are we up to 5 now? Let me refresh. I just hit refresh, and it's 4. So I bet you must have signed the other night, Star Mama. So you, me, and 2 others. We may be few, but we're a powerful few. We're a powerful few while I'm searching for my little arrow thingy. Okay, here it is. Sandy says, we are the only 4 who signed it. I will share it on my Facebook. Yeah, there's only 4 of us so far. Susie says, Proverbs, and it was Natasha Cooper that noticed and informed MC, that must be Mandy C, that her channel was back. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Proverb says, Susie, really? Susie says, Proverb, that's what they both said. LOL, lots of love. Mrs. Fluffer is cracking up laughing. I think she might be laughing about the whole, Mrs. Fluffer is wanting her daughter to be allowed to not wear a mask. So they probably had like a special secret, they had to have their special sign to get in the door, hand gesture sign to get in the door to the secret closed meeting of the school board to say, oh shit, Mrs. Fluffer's on the agenda. Sandy says, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Proverb says, imagine that, Susie. Private Pirate says, California has the most draconian mask rules in the U.S. Well, yeah, California is always like the leader of evil. There is a vote to recall their terrible governor. Republican governor candidate Larry Elder promises a return to sanity, including school choice. You know what? Back in the day, like a long time ago, when some of you weren't even born yet, in the state that I live in, people were getting in trouble for homeschooling their kids if they weren't a certified teacher. Which is baloney. Susie says, Proverbs, I know, LOL, lots of love. Sandy says, oh, because she threatened to, what? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to say those words. But did you see that? I was really shocked by that. I was totally shocked by that. And some guy was interviewed. There was a television interview of some guy who they met online. And he ended up, I think, I'm not sure, but I think he got like a restraining order against her or something. And then after that, he saw her name in the news for that other incident. And then they went and interviewed him, and he said, yeah, he avoided that, whatever. Proverb says she threatened, OMG. Star Mama says, yes, our Governor Abbott sure did. Happy Angie says, at Star, you in Texas too? Star Mama says, Angie, yes. And you know, another one has some kind of conviction for animal abuse. And you know, how many of them claim that they have custody of their kids, but they're on YouTube 24/7 and you never hear them taking care of their kids at all, right? I mean, I think there's a whole lot of criminal going on in the scat routine. It's almost like it's a prerequisite to becoming scat, is you have to have a criminal record. Happy Angie says, yes, Private Pirate. Proverb says her channel was not taken down because of the school threat. MM didn't know what my school comment was about, Sandy. Star Mama said, I signed the first night. So, yep, there's 4 of us. There are 4 of us out of 63 people right now who are now aware of the petition, and 4 of us signed. So, let me link that baby. Copy. Okay, where are you? There you are. And paste. There we go. Susie says, can you link it in the chat, MM? We're going to start doing that again. Hope for Peace says, it's a miracle. Does that say MC? Oh, Mandy. Okay, got it. Because I was thinking NC, but okay. It's a miracle MC's channel is back up. Apparently, I was talking about her when I was taking care of my mom with dementia for a week and wasn't on YouTube. Oh, are they accusing you of talking about her? Well, again, low on content, big on lies. Or maybe it was the other person with the same profile name. I don't know. Happy Angie says, at Star, nice. I'm working in North Dakota now, missing home. Aw. Mrs. Fluffer says, I did give my 10 cents, and so did my husband. Good. Now I have a question. Be real. Did you write out what your husband said? Bella says, I'll sign. Happy Angie says, yes, I'll sign too. I am glad that both of you spoke. I think that's important, very important. Star Mama says, Angie, been here 40 years from KCMO. Moved here at 30. I love Texas, but I hate the bad heat. And think about Darla Routier too. June 6th. Just imagine that. Because I don't think she had air conditioning. Thunder Before Lightning says what? Recess is extremely dangerous. My niece and nephew both were sent to the ER from recess last year. When I subbed, nearly every recess a child was injured. Hyped up, pent up kids and asphalt don't mix. Whoa, 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 whoa. If kids are getting injured at that rate, then what that tells me is they need more recess. They need more experience playing outside. Just my opinion. But, I'm kind of old, right? And I went through all of my grade school years with recess, and I only got injured one time. One time. Thunder Before Lightning says we need more teachers for proper supervision. You know what we need? We need moms and dads and grummies and grumpies to be, why you guys know my thought process on that. I think we need Grammy and Grampy patrols who are armed and patrolling the grounds. Definitely, I think we need more family members involved with volunteering at the schools. But again, if they're getting injured like that, they need more experience in being wild. Proverbs says, I removed my comment just in case. Happy Angie says, Star, yes, I totally understand. That's why I retreat up north in the summer. This is me posting the link and then scrolling too fast. Okay, here we go. Private Pirate. Oopsie. Private Pirate. How private is the petition? Privacy concerns are my reasons for not signing MM. That's a really good question. I think you can do it anonymously. I'm not sure. Sandy C said, or Sandy G says, I signed it. Mrs. Fluffer says, no, my husband is a manager and speaks well. Okay, good. I'm glad you both spoke. I think that's important. And you know what? It's cool for your daughter that you both spoke. That's really cool. And for her friends. Bella said, signed. My mom lives in Fort Worth. I travel there often. I love Texas. Sandy says they need to play and maybe more supervision. Mrs. Fluffer says, we are from New Jersey, but he didn't yell. Is he Italian? We just stated facts. Good for you. Happy Angie says, Bella, sweet. Fort Worth is awesome, especially Billy Bob's. Bella says, yes. Stockyard Hotel, H3, White Elephant. It's full of history. Hey, Shalina, I signed with my name and a donation. What? I don't think it takes donations. It doesn't take donations. I like Christy's comment. I believe in the cause. It doesn't take donations. What do you mean you signed and did a donation? Oh, where are you? Here you are. Hope for Peace says, I think it would be awesome to have elders helping at schools. Good for everyone. Especially, I think, if they're armed. Ash says, hi, Miss Mensa and chat. Hi, Ash. Sandy says, you have the option to be anonymous. Good. Shalina says $2. Really? Because it's a petition. It's not a GoFundMe. Well, that was sweet of you either way. Very sweet of you. But I didn't know that was, I don't know. I'm clicking on it and I'm staring at it and I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, Thunder Before Lightning. I agree. They need to do more, or they need to move around a lot more. They are so pent up and hyped up by the time they get out there, they go crazy. And they only get 15 minutes, so they go hard. Blood nearly every time. Well, then maybe they need 40 minutes or 30 minutes or something, right? I think they need time outside, away from, the marching like they're in the army down the hallway crap. Happy Angie says, hi, Ash and Emmy. Ash and Emmy says, it does take donations. After you sign, it gives you the option. Oh, okay. It says chip in for the cause. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. Sandy says it does have the option to donate if you want to. Ash says, happy Angie, hi, love. Shalina says it was postage. LOL. Lots of love. Sandy says it does give the option. I didn't know that. I wonder if all the fundraisers with the case of Christopher Watts, I wonder if the people starting all those fundraisers know that they can get some money off of change.org too. Just saying. Just saying. So that's really disappointing today to see that going on in True Tam's live chat. And then I asked her to email me, and I didn't hang around to watch, but I bet you one of those scumbag attacker wrenches probably deleted that too. Let's see if she emailed me. I'm checking my email. Nope. Well, wait. I'm clicking on inbox. Nope. She hasn't emailed me. Isn't that interesting? And neither has Save Robbie. He said he was going to email me too. But I imagine neither one of them really want to be confronted, right? Okay, let's see. Here's an interesting email, though. Okay, this makes sense. I won't say who sent it, but I'm going to go ahead and read what it says. The creator truth telling is coming for NC, Save Robbie, Mandy C, and Kim, the KK. So they're trying to get rid of her by falsely accusing her, and I added a word there, of mass reporting their channels. That makes total sense. I'm not saying it's right because it's absolutely wrong, but that makes total sense. So they play this little game, evidently, right? Ooh, my channel's down. But here's the thing. If your channel's down, get this. How do you hop up on a panel with a profile and your profile pic and your name if somebody removed your profile from YouTube? Did you guys notice that? That even though her channel was taken down, that she was hopping up on the panel? How could that be? You see what I'm saying? If her channel was taken down, then how did she use her channel to hop up on the panel? And here's the other thing. Do you honestly believe that she actually had a conversation with anybody at YouTube? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Susie says, hey, Ash. Thunder Before Lightning says, chip in for the cause may mean they will promote it in some way for donations. Cool. Ash says, Susie, hi. Shalina says, some kind of a funny face. Ash says, anytime I see LOL now, I think of you and the lots of love. Good. We're changing the world. One LOL at a time. Mrs. Fluffer says, I'm Italian. He's German. Both the oldest and say what we think, no matter what. But I'm in New England now, so that's interesting. Yeah, you have to act a little hoity-toity, don't you? When I was heading to school out at the international school out on the East Coast, one of my classmates was from Jersey. She was a hoot, and I'm telling you, she did say exactly what she wanted to say, and she was fun. She was total fun. And we were at a school that was very hoity-toity, so she was a lot of fun to hang with. Shalina says, True Tam blocked me after a timeout. Yeah, so much for having a discussion, right? Uh, I'm not laughing at you, Shalina. I'm laughing because, well, actually, you know what? It shocked me at first, but my shock didn't last long. I was trying to talk myself into believing that she was actually being honest, but sorry, honest people don't act like that. Sandy says, when I was about to leave, she started playing a song praising her mods. Yeah, that's what you want to do if you got a bunch of scumbag attacker scumbag pieces of crap. Oh, yeah, they're so great. They're my friends in real life. Ugh. Sandy says, when I was about to leave, oops, I already read it. Oh, shoot. I keep clicking wrong. Okay, where am I? There we are. Susie says, and they're using MJ for the cause. Oh, boy. Hey, Miss CD. Miss CD's here. She says, hey, guys. Susie says, yep, seen that. Second channel, she said. Yeah. Yeah, she sounds pretty righteous, doesn't she, when she's talking about her conversation with YouTube. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. I think that email was exactly right. I think they're trying to line up in a way so that they can try to blame that other channel who's taking them to task, right? And you know what else I think they're trying to do? They're trying to make people afraid that they have to be careful what they say, or they might, lose their channel. Or maybe they had to renegotiate their contracts. Or maybe they're switching from freelance to working on a team. I don't know. Or maybe they're told to do it and they just do what they're told. Sandy says, hi, Miss CD. Susie says, hi, Miss CD. Ash and Emmy say, Miss CD, hi. Lots of love. Shalina says, I love the story behind the LOL with sick grandma. I know. Poor grandma, right? Wouldn't that be terrible if that went viral? That'd be bad. Although I doubt grandma knew it because it sounded like she was pretty sick. Star Mama says, Mrs. Fluff, are you a hot mess? LMAO. I just couldn't stop myself. Missy D says, you all have been live a lot. So glad. Hope for Peace says, wow, excellent point. And another creator, same on the panel. I think that means came on, or should read came on the panel with her channel down. Yeah. Yeah, I think they get tripped up a little bit in their little game. Star Mama says, hey, Miss CD. Miss CD says, hey, hi, everyone. Happy Angie, hey, CD. Thunder Before Lightning. Most of them do panels through live stream at some other platform. That has nothing to do with your YouTube channel. At least I don't think it does. Well, I think it doesn't for the channel creator, depending on what platform they're going with. But I think it does for the people hopping up. And who knows? Maybe they have 10 fake profiles, whatever. I don't know. But I just thought that was kind of weird. The part I found very weird was that she was on the phone with YouTube. Like, yeah, okay. Mrs. Fluffer, LOL, lots of love. No Star Mama, never. Shalina says, LOL, lots of love. I get it. It's funny. She is very defensive tonight. Mrs. Fluffer says, no, I'm in the woods wearing jeans. Is dressed up. So you're not hoity-toity? Hope for Peace. Shalina, was it really an 8-hour live? Thunder Before Lightning. StreamYard, that's the platform they use. Miss CD. I'm so excited for autumn. Anyone else? I love autumn. It's my favorite season. I would love it even more if summer came after autumn. Autumn is my fave. Let's see if there's any weird new channel comments. Let's see here. Here's one that I think is really disgusting from the other day. It says, Cindy is a narcissist and a moron for thinking she is so entitled. What? Cindy is not a narcissist, and she is definitely not a moron. In fact, I think Cindy's probably the most intelligent one of the whole bunch. Narcissist? Okay. That brings me to something else I wanted to say about the scats. That whole use of the word narcissist is disgusting. If there is any narcissist in the case of Christopher Watts, in my opinion, there you go, True Tam. We got to say, in my opinion, right? And that narcissist is Christopher Watts' wife. Let's see what else this little icky scat has to say. Cindy is a narcissist and a moron for thinking she is so entitled. He is a grown-up and was provided legal representation. You don't get to have your family there holding your hand when you are an adult who has already confessed to triple murder. He hadn't confessed to triple murder, Scat. Scat must be reading the headlines at the time when the mainstream media reported that he had confessed when he hadn't. Her ideas are asinine her ideas are asinine and naive, and you sound like an idiot repeating it, like it's a conspiracy when it's normal legal process. What a dipshit comment from a dipshit scat. Just my opinion. On the Lake wants us to add for the calendar Pete Carroll, the Seahawks head coach. I'm scrolling. Interesting. Okay, let's look at emails. Let's see if Save Robbie emailed Miss Mensa yet, because he said he would, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. Was he lying? No email from True Tam either. She must not want to hear about how her mods or wrenches or whatever, her good friends, are absolutely abusing the chat and abusing the commenters and harassing the commenters too. Must be that's what she wants, right? I wonder if she's freelance or if she's part of a team. Let's see here. You remember the other day when I mentioned the 2 channels that I think are handling the summer, I'll call it the summer case? One of them is AB, and the other one, and he made our top 100, by the way, and the other one is The Lab. And the other one is that, what's his name? Chris, I think his first name's Chris, who did the interview of the stepsister of, it would be an aunt to the missing child. If you haven't listened to that yet, dig in and find it, because that survivor of sexual abuse absolutely sounds credible, believable, and she sounds like she's still harmed, still hurting from what she suffered through. But good for her for speaking out. Good for her for being so brave and speaking out. And according to, I think, the AB channel, or no, maybe it was that Chris channel. I think it might have been the Chris channel. It sounds like there are 3 other women who have now come forward to say that the same thing happened to them. Shalina says, I was polite because I thought we were friends, but she doesn't like my creator. Either does Miss M, LOL, lots of love, but she is nice to me anyway. Thank you, MM. Who is your creator? Mrs. Fluffer says, yes. Star Mama says, Missy D, I can't wait for autumn. Then fall. Oh, yes. I always call autumn and fall the same thing. Susie says, I love autumn too and winter. I love the dark nights. Thunder Before Lightning says, Natasha is always saying if you're blocked on YouTube, you can still come up on panel because she blocks no one on StreamYard. I take that as you don't even need a channel to go on panel with StreamYard. That could be, I guess. But I don't know because I don't trust her anymore. So I don't know. Shalina says, yes, 8 hours. I popped in and out. Ash says, people get so mad at me when I say the narcissist is SW. Look at her demeanor and look at Chris's. It's clearly obvious. Exactly. Missy D says, I'm making an autumn tree again, MM. Cool. Star Mama says, I love eating all those soups and desserts when it cools off. Comfort food. Oh, yeah. Pumpkin, 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 acorn, acorn, acorn. I love autumn. Oops, I scrolled too fast. Let's see here. Sandy says, Susie, I can't wait for winter or even just some rain. These dang fires are horrendous in Northern California. Ooh, I bet they're scary. Susie says, Sandy, oh no, you're there. Yes, rain for sure. Missy D says, did anyone see NA's newest video on her channel? She calls her little baby boy a no way because he made a mess and how her MLM products save her. Hope for Peace says, True Tam is probably drunk? What? I stopped watching her a long time ago because she didn't make sense. Shalina says, Seeking, I'm his main mod. Ooh, really? I'm sorry, Shalina. Star Mama says, oh yes, MM, I've listened to her. I strongly feel she told the truth and is still emotionally damaged from that. Yes, the stepsister, she was 5 years old, she said, when she started getting sexually abused. And it evidently lasted for years. That poor thing, but I'm just so proud of her for being able to be so strong and to speak out. And by being so strong and speaking out, it sounds like from what that Chris guy was saying, like I said, that 3 more women were able to also speak out about what they experienced. Sandy says, OMG, the summer case, it's a lot. I know what I think may have happened, but man, the father just gives me a really bad feeling, super bad feeling. And so do the people who are running alongside him going, oh, we support you. Just my opinion. Miss CD says, yes, Star Mama. Bella says, SW was awful. Those who are bashing Cindy Watts are highly uneducated. That's one woman who could blow the top off these shiners. One classy woman. Seriously, Cindy is probably the most intelligent one of the bunch. Shalina says, my husband is fighting the fires in Northern California, Northern Colorado. Wow. Happy Angie says, hey, Susie, curious, how are folks outside of the U.S. viewing us right now? Star Mama says, NA is trying to promote like SW. OMG, I just can't even go there. Sandy says, Shalina, we definitely appreciate him fighting the fires. I'm praying for his safety. Dolo says, Susie, I love the long winter nights too, and I love the fall autumn rains, and I hate this humidity terribly. LOL, lots of love. Shalina says, California. Northern California. That is beautiful. Beautiful there. All the wineries, all the woods. Was that one case? I'm trying to think. Sabrina, I think it was Limon. Limon. Was that Northern California? I think it was. Shalina says, thank you guys. Susie says, you meaning your president pulling troops? Shalina said, was. Bella said, start mama, my sentiments about NA exactly. Happy says, Susie, yes, all of that. Susie said, Dolo, love it, nice and cozy. Miss CD says, this COVID is awful. It's devastating to watch these people die. I pray we all stay safe. Are you getting a lot of Delta cases, Miss CD? And tell me true. From what you're hearing, from what you're seeing, are the ones who are dying the ones who don't have the vaccine? Happy Angie says, P.S. He ain't my president. Susie says, happy, no comment, LOL, lots of love. Shalina says, was beautiful in California. Happy says, Susie, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. So guess what, guys? It is after 12:30 a.m. So we're going to go ahead and start with our good night, John Boy, so we can all get a good night's rest or get some stuff done if it isn't nighttime wherever you're at. So let's go ahead. I'll read one more here. Missy D says, oh yes, we lost 9 in our ICU last week, all unvaccinated. It's true. 88% of our hospitalized COVID patients are unvaccinated. Wow. Wow. Shalina says, it's been fun. There it is. Shalina says, it's been fun. Thank you, guys. Bella says, Miss Ben said, this is off topic. Are you familiar with something? No, I'm not. Not yet. If you want to jump in the next one and throw that name out there, I can look it up and we can talk about it if you want. Susie says 5:30 a.m. here in Scotland. So I'll start us off here with good night, John Boy. Wait, here's one more I want to put up there. Miss CD says, I am vaccinated and still scared. Can you tell me in code word, Susie, or not Susie, Miss CD? Can you tell me just in code, like don't spell it right out? Just, did you get the vaccination where it was 1 or 2? And if it was 2, did it start with a P? Whoa, Happy Angie says, my patients have all been vaxxed and they're all sick. But this is what I'm hearing, is that if they've been vaxxed, that they aren't dying from it. You got the P in the 2? You got the P2? 2 and M, okay. Miss CD said, I was scared because I have autoimmune, but I did well. Good. Yeah, because I'm wondering about that. Interesting. So I want all of you who are, you got the M, Bella? Susie says, I've not had any, I think she means jabs. Okay. Sandy got the M shots. Okay. Right. That's what I'm hearing too, is that you can still get it, but it won't be as bad. Bella says 2 here. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm hearing, that they still got it, but it wasn't as bad. Missy D says the vaccinated think they don't have to wear masks, but you do. Happy says, I don't agree, but to each his own. I agree, to each his own. But I am thinking that it's just my opinion. I am thinking that it's looking like if you don't have the vaccination that you're running a much higher risk of having the Delta actually, you know. Miss CD says masks work, I swear. Selena says, but I got 2 and M and very little problems. What is M? I've heard of P and I've heard of J. What is M? Exactly, Miss CD. I'm not judging anyone at all. I just think it's good for us to be able to discuss it. And I think that helps all of us make our own decision, right? I think we all respect each other's right and decision. It's not at all that we're trying to say anyone should or shouldn't do anything. But I think it's good to be able to discuss it. I don't think we should allow this to become a taboo subject that we're afraid to discuss. Kind of like child abuse when it comes to the case of Christopher Watts discussions, right? We shouldn't have subjects that are taboo to discuss. Happy Angie says 99% recovery rate. I'll take my chances. I'm not hearing a 99% recovery rate on the new round. I'm hearing that it's much worse. Susie says, are they not talking about a third one as a booster? Yes, they are talking about boosters. Modero, spelled wrong. Okay. Modero, Moderno. So a lot of you have had the M. Miss CD says, I'm mad at doctors and nurses being angry at the unvaccinated. We still need to respect them and be compassionate. And I think the whole anger thing too, Moderno. Okay. I think the whole anger thing too is I think a lot of it is maybe what I would call battle fatigue. You know, it's all so uncertain and so shocking and so weird that I think a lot of people have battle fatigue. I mean, people who have been working in the medical field, I think they might have just a little bit of battle fatigue going on, to where they're actually thinking to themselves, if only you would have been vaccinated, right? Shalina says, exactly, Miss CD. Bella says, I thought long and hard, knew 3 people who passed. Once on the ventilator, they never came off. Wow. Sandy says, I respect people's rights to wear or not wear a mask. All I can do is wear mine, use hand sanitizer, stay clean, and not put anyone else's life in jeopardy of getting it, or anybody else in jeopardy of getting it. Miss CD says, we are all exhausted, no excuse. Exactly. But I think that might be part of what's going on. Well, on that note, sorry, you guys, I shouldn't sound so negative here. I think it's a discussion that needs to happen. I do. Shalina says she's a recluse, a self-proclaimed hermit. Miss CD says this COVID causes fibrotic, I don't know, lungs, so stiff a vent can't give a breath. Hey, Jeanette, we're saying goodnight now. Flower J. Potter. Hello, MM. Long time no see. Have had a lot going on. I just wanted to say that Bella's extra short hair reminds me of the missing little girl Summer. Aw. Okay, so I know I saw Goodnight Grandma. So we're going to start in again. Sorry, you guys, Jeanette and Flower Potter. We'll do this again real soon, though, in the next day or so. What day is today? Wednesday? I bet you we'll be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Ah, you beat me to it, Miss CD. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. Okay, everybody, let's take off. We'll talk again soon. I'm glad you came tonight. And remember, once a scat, always a scat. So if you start feeling kind of like comfy, cozy with a scat, step back and take another look. And Shalina, seriously, be careful. Because I think you are a wrench for a scat. I think you are. I think he's part of the package, part of the gang. You know, recruited, trying to make whatever kind of money he can make off of, I think, in my opinion, pretending that he believes that NK had anything to do with anything. Just my opinion, but I'm glad you're here anyway. Just be careful. Because to me, it seems like he doesn't like women very much. Dolo Cap says, or no, Dolo Kippo says, night all. Sandy says, beep, bop, or doop. And Sandy says, oh, here's Susie. Susie says, night, everyone. And Sandy says, stay safe, everyone. Good night, John Boy.